Welcome to NEXTGames Basic Series. Now the Basic Series will cater to newer players that are still getting acquainted with all of the game's main mechanics. Now many of my videos glance over concepts that newer players may not yet understand, so this series will be short videos meant to explain some of the general concepts of Final Fantasy XI. Now today, we will be covering a patron requested video going over the basics of skill chaining. Now skill chains are additional damage done to an enemy when you use two weapon skills or abilities in the correct combination. The second ability must be used within 3 to 10 seconds after the first in order to complete the skill chain. Now the trick is knowing which weapon skills and abilities make a skill chain. Now when many new players go to look this information up, they are introduced to one of these two charts that you see here, and it's enough to kind of make them go, oh, okay, maybe I won't be skill chaining, as really it can look quite confusing to the newer player. Now these charts also don't have any of the newer weapon skills found on Aonix, making their use rather limited these days. Therefore, I will suggest two alternative ways for players to determine how to make skill chains. Now the first is to go to the Skillchain Calculator website at flippantry.com/skillchain. Here you have all kinds of tools to help you determine the best possible skill chain to use. I find the most useful to be the Make a Skill Chain function. Here, simply enter a weapon skill that you currently have available on your main weapon. For our example, we'll be using Blade Gen. Now after clicking Submit, you can now click on the Select a WS drop-down that has appeared, and you're going to see all the weapons and their weapon skills that will now skill chain with that weapon skill that you first entered. Now in this example, we are self-skill chaining, so I'll go ahead and select Katana, and then Jin again, which we can see makes a detonation skill chain. You can now click on Select the WS again and see what options there are to continue this to a third step in the skill chain process. Now as you can see, we have the option to continue the skill chain with Blade Retsu to make Skijin. So let's go ahead and what I select, and then we can continue this process for as many steps in the skill chain that we want, as long as we have an available weapon skill to use that will complete the next step of the skill chain. Now using this tool, you should be able to easily set up a planned skill chain for yourself or party before taking an event on. Now, the next way for players to easily make skill chains is by using the Skillchains Addon with Windower 4. This will give you real-time feedback in regards to what skill chains you can possibly complete the current open skill chain window with. Now I put the link to this in the top pinned comments, and if you have any issues installing it, you can check on my add-ons video that covers the process from beginning to end. Now this add-on is going to do several helpful things for you, which include: one, it's going to actually have a counter showing you both in red and green when the window is opened and closed. This helps you understand if there is time left in the current window to complete the skill chain, or whether you have to start the skill chain over again. Now under that counter is a list of the weapon skills that you can currently use to complete the current skill chain, as well as the level of that skill chain. Now there are 4 levels of skill chains, each increasing in strength, so if possible you want to use the weapon skill in the chain that takes you to the next highest step. Now the last thing it does is tell you what elements are currently associated with the currently open skill chain window. This can be useful if you plan to magic burst, as the resistance of the mob you are fighting will be lowered to these elements for the duration of the skill chain window. We will cover magic bursting in a separate basics video. Now this last battle example is just meant to show exactly how much skill chain damage can contribute to your overall damage. As you're seeing here, we're doing a 4-step skill chain, which is one of my favorites, which is Ten Kamu Shun Shun. And as you'll see, we'll actually end up doing more skill chain damage than we do actual damage with all of those weapon skills. That's going to be it for the basics of skill chains. I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know down in the comments if you like this kind of short video series so that I can properly gauge interest on future content in the series. Now if you're new to the channel and you like this video, please be sure to click the subscribe button underneath it and the bell icon next to it to be notified when my future videos are released. I have over 400 Final Fantasy XI related videos on this channel, so be sure to use the search function at the top of my channel to find videos on specific content that you need assistance with. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.